I'm gonna compare Manila, Philippines, and Mexico City, Mexico. I'm gonna compare some countryside also. I'm gonna compare these two cities and these two countries because it seems like they're very similar. Now, both of these countries have have had Spanish immigrants and Spanish customs in their culture. And I've done videos on these two countries, these two cities before, and what I have noticed is that they're very similar in many ways. And I'm not sure if that's because they had Spanish influence, or they have some Spanish, or both have Spanish genes. So let's just zoom in here into random areas. Here we're looking at the Philippines, and look how poor this is. This is very poor. They have some English words. They use a lot of English, it seems. And then let's pick a random place here. Actually, this looks very nice, but you can see it's very poor over here. But let's pick a kind of a different area of Mexico here. Let's zoom in and pick like a place like right there. And this actually looks better than the Philippines. So a lot of places there's some wealthy areas in Mexico City as well as in Manila, Philippines. It depends where you go to. But as you can see, they're very similar in many ways. Like look at this architecture. They've got these windows all in a row. They've got 7-Eleven. So they've got some American things, just like here in Mexico City. They've got stuff. There's American cars. They've got these, some of these cars are old, so it seems like the Philippines does have some nicer cars, and they're more Japanese type vehicles there. Except these here, I think these are Mercedes, like these old Mercedes vehicles. Let's pick another place in the Philippines. Let's pick maybe right there, just a random place. Let's pick another random place here in Mexico City, and we'll pick this area here. Never been here. Okay, so this is the Philippines, and look how poor and all torn up this looks like. And they use these little motorcycles because it's cheap. The place is just very poor, falling apart. Let's kind of go down the street here. And look at these little shacks everywhere. Okay, now let's look at Mexico City, and look, it looks almost the same. And same type of architecture, very poor. It's very sad. Not that these people are sad, because they might be happy, but they also have these motorcycles. Someone's trying their clothes there. Okay, yellow bluish buildings. I think it's really hot in Mexico. Let's look at Philippines here. So actually Mexico, the poor parts of Mexico still look better than the poor parts of the Philippines. I mean, look at Mexico. I mean, there's more things are more together. Even though their cars are not as wealthy. But, I'd rather live in a more structured area than in a place that's crumbling. And this is the Philippines again. So we know that here in the States there's a lot of people from Mexico, and they do a lot of construction work. So maybe that's why maybe the Filipinos don't like working on construction as much. Because if we look at the Philippines, the buildings are not as nice, even the poor areas. I mean, this looks kind of bad. It needs to be painted. There's a lot of people sitting around. They probably don't have jobs. And these are let's pick another place here in Mexico, another poor place. This might be even worse right here. Let's take a look here. Still, there's more structure than in the Philippines. Yeah, it's still it's not as... It doesn't look as bad. They still have these walls. And then look at the Philippines. There's doesn't look as good as Mexico. Okay, I don't know what the people are like in either city. Well, I'm not Mexican and I'm not Filipino, so, you know, I don't know. Let's pick a part of a countryside. What the country looks like. Let's maybe, go like over here somewhere. Let's see if Google Maps went there. Yeah, let's go right here. And then in the Philippines, or this is the Mexico. Let's pick somewhere in the countryside for Mexico. Okay, let's kind of go further out. To be way out there, let's like pick over here somewhere. Like this little small town. Let's pick like right there. Okay. Right there. So this is the countryside of Mexico. And, you know, they've got some nice classic car here. Some type of store. I mean, it does have nice structure. It doesn't look too bad, right? Now let's look at the Philippines here. I picked some little area. Oh, no one lives here. Let's pick a somewhere where people live. Let's go like over here maybe. Let's pick right there. No, so still the buildings in Mexico look better. And these wires look kind of dangerous. I mean, look, it's like they use any type of building material that's out there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being poor, but this poor is like, you know, they work to make their buildings look okay. But this poor is like, you know, they just do whatever to, you know, get by. They just have a place to sleep at. Some type of covered car. Yeah, so I think Mexico wins over Philippines. I think the Philippines is actually less wealthy than Mexico. And I actually like Mexico much better. It looks nicer. I like these plants. I don't know what they are. Maybe they're those, what they make those beer out of. But I don't know. I know people from Mexico and the Philippines, and they're, you know, some are nice people, and some are not so nice people. So that's my comparison of Mexico and the Philippines, and this is actually the Philippines here. Okay, that's it.